Welcome to Direct to Video, DVD Extras, a podcast between podcasts where we talk about whatever we want. And we keep forgetting to say this during episodes, but if you like us, leave us a review on iTunes or Stitcher. Thanks. Now, where's the button on this thing?
Mufasa comes to the realization that Scar comes to the realization. There we go. I'm a little tense right now.
Okay.
I'm gonna take a drink. I'm gonna calm down.
Yeah. Just chill out. Let's get to this realization. I want to hear it.
So, Scar has the realization that what Mufasa had was an heir. His legacy would have been preserved. And then he comes to the conclusion that if he has an heir, he will become immortal. Because his legacy will live on in his son.
Mm-hmm. He lives in you.
At that point, Nala walks in to yell at him, and he's like, "Hey, Nala, you're single," and it is the grossest. It is the grossest, awful, worst. It's the worst.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Nah. Mm-mm. Nah. Nah, that. No. Mm-mm. Nah. Mm-mm.
The next scene...
And that's when Nala leaves.
Well, that's the thing is the
right?
next song, Shadowland, which is also original and like for this play pretty much, is Nala telling the lionesses, "I have to go. I can't stay here anymore. I'm gonna go try to find help somewhere. Someone has to be able to stop this." Like, and which it really gives her character a lot more agency.
Right, because when we see her in the movie, she's the herald, basically. She just comes in and tells Simba shit's different and he has to come back. But now, once you see her making the decision, that itself makes her a stronger character.
That's the thing, right? Is The Lion King is an amazing hero's journey. The scenes added in the play only serve to enhance what we would normally what are normally tropes that we take for granted, and give them relevance, which is nice. It feels good to see these characters have this motivation that we don't really get in the movie. Quick aside.
Okay.
The actors...
Let me go aside. All right. Here I am. Aside. Let's do this quick.
So the actors who play... And this is kind of a little bit of a secret.
Okay.
So the actors who played Simba and Nala were amazingly hot. Holy shit.
Oh, shit. Oh, yeah.
It's very, very justified now.
Do you know what I just remembered?
What?
Have you ever seen The Good Place?
I don't think so.
Okay, it's a fairly new show. There's been like 6 episodes. The plot is that this woman gets into heaven and she realizes she's not supposed to be there.
Okay, I know of this show. It's on Hulu.
It's got Kristen Bell in it.
Who's amazing. I love her.
Yeah, she's awesome. She's the reason I'm watching it. It's pretty good. But one of the other characters, I just remember him mentioning how hot Nala was. And that made me laugh my ass off in a way that I'm sure it made almost nobody else.
I think a lot of people, depending on how old you were when you watched The Lion King, can really appreciate that joke. Because that's a good joke, holy shit. That aside, over.
Alright, I'm going back to the other side. This isn't what aside means, guys, but I'm doing it anyway.
So, it's a very fun bit. I hope the physical effort, I hope, makes it worth it.
Yeah, nobody can appreciate that I actually did move. But
I can't appreciate it.
Exactly.
And I was here.
Andy can't appreciate it. The listeners can't appreciate it. This was all for me, basically. Which makes me a monster in my own way.
If you wanted to put in the extra effort, there is a way to shift an audio track from one ear to the other ear.
Andy, I'm editing these because it's going to be easier. Like more low-key.
Than the real I don't want to give you work. But
and you're
saying
like,
it is...
hey, try to make it horrible for yourself and everybody else.
But think of the bit and how great it would be if you did like what might be up to an hour of extra work.
See, here's the other thing about it. Even if it's a great bit, I can't stand it when sound shifts in my ears and I'm listening only out of one ear. I think a lot of people would find that annoying.
Yeah, definitely.
So I'm just not going to do it. I'm probably going to cut this whole part out where we're just talking about the bit I'm not doing. Well, unless we're really late.
Yeah, you know.
And like, I'm down to the bottom of the barrel of our DVD extras, and I'm like, let's just do the bit where we're talking about bits we're not doing.
That's a good DVD. That's a good 3 minutes of audio that people will want to download and hear.
Exactly. Or they could stream it. I use a streaming service for my podcasts. You guys should try it.
I have both in my podcast app.
Fascinating. But the Lion King musical.
Yeah, so back to the Lion King musical. Okay, so during the scene, so Nala, everyone knows the plot of the Lion King, so I feel like me jumping around should be fine.
Yeah, and if they don't know the plot of the Lion King, they can listen to our very first episode, which actually comes up third on the podcast feed because of how we had to switch feeds, but it still says episode 1, so you'll figure it out. You're a smart person.
It's good. Yeah, just, go to the number 1. And you know what? Even better, if you do, just watch The Lion King again. You're not going to regret it. It's pretty great.
That's true, but also listen to our podcast.
So if you don't know the plot of The Lion King, I recommend you stop listening to this, go and watch The Lion King, then listen to episode 1 of our podcast, and then 2 and 3 while you're at it, because you're already there.
Yeah, why
and then
not?
Just kind of, and maybe 4 or 5, depending on when those are out. And when you listen to this.
Right, then you should probably watch the Lion King musical, because there's a lot in this conversation that I'm not getting. I know that for sure.
And definitely, go watch the Lion King musical, which, who knows how long that's going to take. But while you're waiting, you could even, probably listen to us and our other episodes. So,
exactly.
Plenty of time to kill.
We got you covered.
I believe, what is this self-promotion... This level of self-promotion, it's good. I can feel the synergy.
Yeah, I like it, right?
I
feel a lot less skeevy, on a personal note, I feel a lot less skeevy talking up my own stuff if somebody else is involved with it.
Yeah, because it's like you're promoting the other person as well.
Right, I feel awful talking up my own stuff. One of the reasons I have a comic that hasn't gone anywhere is because I'm so bad at self-promotion.
I don't know. It's good, your comic. I love reading it.
Thanks, I wasn't fishing, but that was still nice.
Which is hard. I'm getting off on a bit of a tangent, but almost the only reason I read your comics is because Vita replies.
Then you notice that it exists.
Because the conversation pops up on my feed 3 different times, and so by that point my brain's like, well, if I've had enough time to see this same conversation 3 times, I have enough time to read.
They're usually pretty
comics
short,
tonight.
So.
Yeah, and they're short and sweet, like Skittles. Yes.
Speaking of which, we should allow refugees into this country.
Okay, wow. I mean, I agree with you, but that's a really hard... what?
Is it? You don't remember the Skittles thing?
No.
Oh.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Trump's son said something really shitty about refugees, think of them as a bowl of Skittles, and if you eat them, there could be a poisonous one in there, and then you'll die.
What the fuck?
Yep.
I don't want to talk about this.
No, we shouldn't talk about this. I had a great segue that you didn't understand. We weren't supposed to get into the conversation. It's supposed to be a goof. Topical goof. Anyway, you were jumping around in the musical.
So... He Lives in You,
mm-hmm.
which is an amazing song that does not make any sense in The Lion King 2, but actually makes a lot of sense in The Lion King.
Mm-hmm.
As Rafiki is singing He Lives in You, the starry night is the backdrop, and you see several actors kind of dancing around Simba, holding up these various weird shapes. And as the song reaches, as this stanza reaches its climax, the faces form, the pieces form into Mufasa's face up in the sky. And Simba turns around.
Cool as hell.
Dude, it was the coolest fucking thing ever. And Simba turns around and he's like, oh my god. And Mufasa gives him, the wise advice that Mufasa gives Simba at this point in the movie. The play follows the movie almost line for line, by the way, and scene for scene. It's just that there are these other scenes that seamlessly put in. Like it's the movie, it's the director's cut. It's the movie that Disney wanted to make but had to cut down for a theatrical release.
Possibly because it was too long, or because animation would have taken too long. Or
something. Who knows? But it feels amazing. And once Mufasa is done talking to Simba, as Mufasa's talking to Simba, I should say, all of a sudden, the night sky kind of falls away to reveal this choir of people who then sing the second half of He Lives in You to Simba. And it's such an intense moment that I think this was probably the fourth time I started crying during this performance. And this one was legit, I was quietly sobbing to myself. And I was sitting next to this lady who was completely done with my shit. Because the entirety of the play, if I was either I wasn't singing along with the play, I really wanted to, but I wasn't. But I was mouthing along and tapping to the beat on my lap.
I was just thinking when you said that all the lines were the same, how I would not be able to sit through that play without at least mouthing along most of it.
The lady next to me was completely done with my shit.
The more you describe this play, by the way, the more jealous I am.
It's so good, and it's so much. And there were kids in the audience that I could see who were way too young, who to me were it's possible that a lot of them had seen The Lion King because maybe their family owned it, but there were a lot of kids in this audience who were really, really young, and they were having an amazing time.
Really?
Yeah.
That's fascinating.
Throughout the entire play, I did not hear a single child mutter or say anything. They were just enthralled with what was happening. There were also a lot of points in the play where I'm going to get back to He Lives in You, and then I'll get to this thing that I was going to say. So the way He Lives in You ends is the reprise is over, and Mufasa says to Simba, I forget what the last thing Mufasa says to Simba is. It's something like, remember who you are, right? I feel like that's the big line. Remember who you are.
I think his fading line Simba. Is remember who you are.
So that's the thing, is he says remember who you are, and then...
Remember. And then it kind of turns into thunder.
Yeah, so...
Sorry.
No, it's cool, it's cool.
Going.
In the play, the way they do this is, the way Mufasa's face kind of was assembled was really slowly over the course of, the first half of the stanza. Mm-hmm. But the way once the song is over and he says, remember who you are, his face is just gone. I don't know, there's a lot of lighting tricks involved in doing this, but his face is just gone. It disappears so quickly that it almost made me feel like it really felt like your heart was just pulled out of your chest. No, but wait. And at the same time, Simba kind of starts yelling at the sky, and he's crying and I'm crying, and it was just really intense and really good. And then Rafiki kind of finishes her spiel about what are you gonna do? And Simba's like, well, first I'm gonna take that stick.
That's a good line.
That is a good line. This is a good ass musical based on a good movie. Fuck, man, it's so good.
Thank you for listening to Direct to Video VHS title card DVD extras. I have been Tony Robusto, and you can find me on Twitter at TheaterBats with an ER, and you can find the podcast on direct2.video.
And I've been Andres Reyes, long pause expert. And you can find me at royalty_Valens. The underscore is important.
No, that's not bad. Long pause expert.
Long pause expert is really good, though. I would. That's a good permanent one. Although I just realized that if you cut the pauses out, that joke doesn't make any sense.
Don't worry, Andy. I wouldn't worry about that one. It'll probably be fine. I have 2 seasons of Yu-Gi-Oh! On this, so...
Wow. Brag about it, why don't you? 2 whole seasons.
I was trying to watch these seasons online, and there weren't any good translated versions of them, and the only way to get the good versions was to download them.
Why don't you just watch...
So now I have them.
Why don't you just watch the English dub like every good American?
Andy, I won't come through that computer.